The new OM5 Mark II from OM System is available now for pre-order, and OM System was kind enough to lend me one for a couple of weeks, and I want to get the most out of this camera while I have it. As a nature and wildlife photographer, the OM5 Mark II would not be my first choice for birds, animals, or action photography. However, I took it to a local riparian preserve and got these results. And you can too. As the owner of an original OM5, I know this camera is more than the sum of its parts. Let me show you what I mean. I consider the OM5 an entry-level model in the current OM lineup, as it doesn't have all of the bells and whistles of the OM3 or the OM1 Mark II, but it has more than most entry-level cameras, especially considering the computational photography modes that are now easily accessed from the new CP button. Marketed as a travel and outdoor camera, it also excels at macro and can even be used to create some amazing wildlife images under the right circumstances. Now, I was sent the silver model, which is definitely my preference. I'm a sucker for classic silver and black styling. I know folks are swooning over the new sand option, but I'm quite content with this look. And OMS, if you're listening, when you release the OM1 Mark III, give us a silver option. On a recent hot morning here in Gilbert, Arizona, 91 degrees by 7 a.m. Why on earth do I still live here? I took the OM5 Mark II and the new M.Zuiko 100-400 Mark II lens with a monopod. It's my usual kit. I was able to capture this image of a cormorant fishing. So don't tell me the OM5 Mark II isn't up to the task for wildlife. Interesting side note, as of this recording, Adobe Lightroom will not import the RAW files from the OM5 Mark II. Only the JPEGs. Now, I've included several JPEG images right out of the camera in this video, but I assume Lightroom support for this camera will come when it's officially released. However, Luminar Neo from Skylum imports those same RAW files with no issue. So the edited images I've included were completed using Luminar Neo, which is now my new preference. Although you'll see they don't need a lot of post-processing. The original OM5 and the new OM5 Mark II do not have bird and animal subject detection. And while the 121 cross-type AF points and phase detection do a decent job, if I'm out with the OM5 and come across an opportunity to capture birds and animals in rest or in motion, I'll use the AF target modes to create my own subject detection. The OM5 has 5 AF target modes pre-configured and allows for the creation of 4 more. To access these, click the menu button, use the front dial to scroll to the AF menu, use the rear dial to scroll to page 6 of the menu, and push the OK button when the AF target mode settings option is highlighted. The 5 pre-configured modes are listed as all, single S, cross, mid, and large. Use the down arrow button to select the first empty custom location titled C1. Then use the right arrow button to access the configuration page. Use the front and rear dials to create your own target mode. I like to create a narrow landscape target set to 11 by 5. This ensures anything flying or moving across the middle of the frame will be in focus. Click OK to save. Make sure to check the custom setting so it is active. Then I create a narrow portrait target using 5 by 11, so if a subject's moving up and down in the middle of the frame, it stays in focus and the camera ignores everything else. Activate the quick menu by clicking the OK button and scroll through the available targets. And if the touchscreen is active, these target modes are accessible when you tap the LCD while looking through the EVF. Use your thumb to reposition the target around the frame or use the arrow pad. If you turn the front dial while holding your thumb on the LCD screen or when the target is active, you can scroll through the available targets. Just move the target over the area you want to focus. Usually it's the eye of the animal, and then just push the shutter button. It takes a little time to build up the muscle memory, but it can be an effective solution to the lack of AF subject detection. Here are my baseline settings for wildlife that I saved to the C1 location on the mode dial. Now, I use manual mode, but many folks like aperture mode. I set the lens to the widest aperture. Shutter speed is 1/1600th of a second because I usually use longer glass and want to capture my subjects in flight, and this is a good place to start for the larger birds. I set ISO to 400 and adjust as needed. I'm shooting RAW in continuous AF, drive mode is silent sequential, and I use auto IS and let the camera decide on the stabilization. And I keep eye detection on all of the time unless I'm shooting landscapes. From the custom mode menu, select the first entry, C, and click OK, then scroll down to Set to save it. Scroll down to Custom Mode Name and enter the name for the setting. Now this is a new feature with the OM5 Mark II introduced with the OM3. While the OM5 Mark II only has a single custom setting on the mode dial, you can create and save up to 4. Once you have all the custom settings saved and named in the custom mode menu, simply select the one you want, click OK, and then highlight the recall option and click OK again. This will change the camera settings. To change back, either select and recall another of the custom sets in the custom mode menu, or turn the dial to program, aperture, shutter, manual, etc. The OM5 Mark II is what OM system should have released in the first place. The original should have had the current OM menu system and USB-C. I still wish they had implemented 10-bit video. While 8-bit video is decent, I am recording this on my OM5, it wouldn't be my go-to option when I'm out in the field, and I did have some autofocus issues when using it. But video has always been a bit of an afterthought for Olympus and OM system, and that's okay. Until I started this channel, I couldn't have cared less about capturing video with my mirrorless camera. However, if it wasn't for the 8-bit video, I believe the OM5 Mark II would be the perfect hybrid entry-level camera for nearly any situation. I do think it is the perfect Swiss Army knife of cameras for photography. Do you have the original OM5 and love it? Would you upgrade to the Mark II? If you don't have one and want one, would you go for the discounted original or pick up the Mark II? Post in the comments so we can have more conversations about this great little camera. I'm convinced that if you use any of the excellent Olympus, OM, or even Panasonic lenses on this body, you'll get great results regardless of the genre. But as the owner of the original OM5, would I upgrade? Well, initially, my inclination would be no.
Ooh, yeah.
I really like having the OM menus, the USB-C port is a welcome upgrade, and the new grip and CP button are nice to haves. But I'm not sure it's worth taking the financial hit to sell the old camera and buy the new one. If you have the OM5 and want a backup body, then I'd give you a big hell yeah, get the Mark II and use the original as your backup. Or if you don't have one at all, I'd recommend getting the Mark II over the original for all of the upgrades and reasons I've mentioned. Again, being able to use those OM menus and charge the battery in camera or with a power brick using the USB-C connection is a plus. I will be posting more videos covering other aspects of this camera, trying other genres and lenses, but just looking at these JPEGs right out of the camera, I think we can agree the OM5 Mark II can hold its own when it comes to nature and wildlife. I was not only impressed I was able to capture these hummingbirds, but the level of detail blew me away. Now this is a testament to the new 100 to 400 millimeter lens, and of course the camera. I personally really like this camera. The ergonomics are great. I like the way it feels, it handles, and I use it when traveling or want to pack light. Paired with this M.Zuiko 14 to 150 f4 to 5.6 Mark II lens, it makes for an amazing travel kit. Full frame equivalent of 28 to 300 millimeter in this adorable but capable little package. It packs a big punch for the price and options.
Sounds good to me.
The best part is the lens lineup. So many compact, sharp, and affordable glass is available, and the choices are nearly limitless. The reality is this camera is not going to have every feature, but it can be used to capture practically every photography genre. Yes, it'll struggle with fast action sports or birds in flight as well as some low light situations, but it will do in a pinch, and for everything else, it's rock solid. Now, it should not be compared to the OM3 or OM1, as those are just different tier of camera. But the OM5 Mark II can be the perfect first step into mirrorless photography, the Micro Four Thirds format, or OM system gear, as well as an all-around lifestyle shooter for seasoned photographers. I hope you found this video helpful. Please like and subscribe if you did, and I encourage you to contribute to the comments regarding your experiences with OM system gear, the Micro Four Thirds format, and your specific genres of choice. Conversation is key to learning, so please post your comments and join the conversation. But if you're gonna be a hater, don't bother, as this is a positive space and any negative energy will go poof into the ether. Regardless of the gear you use or subjects you photograph, just get out and create. Earth is art, be the artist. Take care.